Here's why it's so important to focus on yourself and awakening the spiritual truth in your own soul, awakening those light codes, getting them buzzing, getting them online, and integrating that truth and that wholeness into all those cracks of the fragments so you can start resonating in that frequency and being the truth. Like, yeah, I got baggage. Yeah, I've got fragments. I've got parts and pieces, but I know that I'm whole through it. Once you realize that in yourself, it's so deep that you realize it's far beyond this color of your skin. It's far beyond anything you've ever experienced. It's far beyond any, fragments and pieces of yourself that you feel are scattered around. That is how it's able to pull them together. When you let go and you surrender to that truth and you stop trying to tack something down to a certain one of those fragments and I want to be this identity or I want to be that mood or this and that. When you drop all of that and remember that just isness of who you are, there's no way that you can now believe that we are the color of our skin or that we are the wealth in our bank account or that we are anything related to your physical appearance or in anything related to your identity in the third dimension. It's not that the third dimension is inherently wrong. We are here. The imbalance is not having those light codes and that deeper information in your DNA and in every cell of your body, not having them awake, alive, and online. Once that happens, then we can actually restore harmony. So it's not about getting rid of the ego. It's not about escaping this reality. It's not about escaping the matrix. We are here to heal the matrix, actually. So that's why it begins with you. It doesn't begin with someone else outside of you. If someone's attacking you or targeting you, remember that's a reflection of what's within you. So it's your responsibility to say, where am I letting them dictate me? Am I actually believing what they're saying? And if you are, boom, there it is. There's the imbalance. Once you stop buying that other person's bullshit, then you remember who you are, you resonate in that frequency, and you have now corrected that imbalance. You can now actually be the example for somebody else. That's why it's so important. Emotions are high. Tension is at an all-time high between races and religions and different regions and classes and politics and everything right now is bloody disgusting because we're not going deep enough. We're not awake. We're so scared. We're so scared. We're so full of fear that we were like, this is what I believe in. This is who I am. And get off my damn lawn if you don't believe in me. And I'm going to block you and I'm going to block this and everything. But again, in order to know exactly who you are, what you stand for, and what you're doing, you have to know the truth beyond all that bullshit. Beyond all the pointing of the fingers and beyond all of this is my egoic ideology. This is what I believe is good and bad and right and wrong. And we have to go deeper. I'm telling you, in order for there to be a rewiring systemically on this planet, which God only knows, it could be 100 years from now before that happens. I don't know. But that is ultimately what is going to happen. And so in order for that to happen and create this kind of one tribe, one community paradise on the planet, we have to be able to understand our emotions, understand our beliefs, and understand our opinions through the deeper spiritual truth of life in general, just of everything, of who you are, of the nature of life itself. That is the medicine. That's what's going to give you that deeper understanding that you're lacking. That's why it's causing the fear. And that's why you have to pick a side and you have to, stand for one thing. And it's just that's not the nature of God. That's not the nature of God. So remember, you are the medicine. It begins within you. Whatever's happening outside of you is a reflection within you. So let it guide you back to your knowing. And may I remind you that your compass is the wisdom of your heart, is your divine wisdom. So there it is.